First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of Homa today, the Tara Bodhisattva, the green Tara, 21 Taras. The Tara who dispels epidemics. Sumu, Danzen Katsu, Toten City, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, how do you do? Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? Ishiteru. Hola, amigo. Te quiero mucho. Sugoi. Ichiban. Kimochi ii. Chumi. Yapi. Bling bling. Konnichiwa. Now I would like to announce for everybody next Sunday, July 26, Sunday, 3 p.m. It'll be the White Robe Master, the Mani Jewel, wish-fulfilling Mani Jewel, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Next Sunday, 3 p.m., July 26. That would be the Mani Jewel, wish-fulfilling Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. There is the divine mantra of this White Robe Master. So she has the great transcendent power. So the wish-fulfilling Mani Jewel means that this Mani Jewel can fulfill all your wishes and all hindrances can be overcome. So the wish-fulfilling Mani Jewel is a very special dharma of the White Robe Avalokitesvara Master. So I hope that you would register to become primary supplicants. The wish-fulfilling Mani Jewel. And so he's holding that Mani Jewel in his hand. There's one of his mantra. The mantra. Is that how we pronounce the mantra? It's different from what I use. Please double check on it. So we will have it next Sunday. Every time at the beginning of the Dharma teaching, I would like to start with a joke. There is a bus driver who ate something disagreeable. So when he was driving, he wanted to keep farting, but there's so many people in the bus. So he felt embarrassed. So what he's doing is he would be honking and farting at the same time. So nobody can hear the sound. So he kept honking and honking, and after a while honking again. So an elderly man finally said, "Hey, Mr. Driver, please don't honk again, because every time you honk, then there's such a smelly smell." So, what is this telling us? That you may not want to cover things, whether you do it right or wrong. If it is the right thing, of course that's better. But if you do something wrong, you don't need to cover it. You should just say it in front of the Buddha and Bodhisattvas, and then you practice the repentance. But if you don't say, so if you make a mistake, you should tell to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and then do the repentance practices, and then not to repeat your mistakes, then that's good enough. So as a spiritual cultivator, when you make a mistakes, and then you deny, and then you try to conceal it with other things, then that would be wrong. So, like if you lie, then you need to create a new lie to conceal the former lie. That would be wrong. So when you make a mistake, you should just admit it. And then you tell the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and then you perform the repentances. That would be proper. You cannot just cover it or conceal it or deceive, because then you need to create another lie to cover the first problem, the first mistake, and then you're making more and more mistakes and you're lying more and more. There's an announcement that True Buddha Foundation, that the mantra that all True Buddha School disciples have recited so we have chanted the mantra of Taro dispels epidemics 91 million times, 88,854 times. The mantra of Taro dispels epidemics that's chanted by True Buddha disciples all over the world. Now we will continue on the question and answer. From Malaysia, Lianhua Junyuan, wholeheartedly homage to the great lineage root Guru. How are you, Grandmaster and Sumo? The question and answer this past few weeks has been extremely inspiring. Many questions that we have been having for years were answered, and we hope it will continue. In Guru Padmasambhava's work, The Path of Liberation through Direct Visualization of the Immaculate Awareness, there are a few areas that I do not understand. Can you please kindly explain? The path of liberation through direct visualization of the Immaculate Awareness. The excerpt. The self-born Rigpa, or awareness of the origin, even if it can generate external phenomena orderly, to become crystal clear, transparent, and myriad orderly phenomena. This is the Dharma nature and also the true phenomena. Due to its lucidity, it is viewed as the sky. However, the sky is only an analogy, and it does not represent the nature of the mind in its totality. As the sky nature is like the sky, it is endowed with Rigpa, with all its all-knowing. But the sky has no awareness. Its emptiness is like a dead corpse with no life. Therefore, the true phenomena of the nature of the mind cannot be compared to the sky. In sum, the ability for the nature of the mind to spontaneously naturally, orderly, and calmly abide. Grandmaster, please explain what it means by the nature of the mind cannot be represented by the sky, and following the nature of the mind spontaneously abiding in the original nature. Thank you. So this person, Lian Hua Jingyan, asked me to explain that the nature of the mind cannot be symbolized by the sky, and following the nature of the mind spontaneously to abide in the original nature. So Guru Padmasambhava says, the path of liberation through direct visualization of the Immaculate Awareness. In this work, he could not understand that the nature of the mind cannot be symbolized by the sky. And my answer, that the sky is just a symbol. The sky is just a symbol. Sometimes, when you enter into samadhi, your spiritual experience, when your thoughts stop, then you would feel like the clear blue sky. We can say it is just one of the spiritual experiences, but the spiritual experience is not necessarily authentic or true or real. So the nature of the mind, in Tantrayarayana, we talk about this nature of the mind. Actually, it refers to the Buddha nature. That the mind is a kind of thought. That Rigpa, or the awareness of the original, is Buddha nature. I often make this analogy. When your mind is quiescent, then it is like the moon on the water. When the mind is completely quiescent, it would be like the moon on water. You would be able to see the moon on the water. But the moon is not real. But you can truly see there is a moon on the water. However, the moon is not real. So therefore, when you meditate, you have the sensation of clear blue sky. Even that is not real. Therefore, there are three kinds of enlightenment. One is conceptually. You understand the concept. You can explain it. This kind of enlightenment is theoretical enlightenment. The second kind of enlightenment is the enlightenment of the experience or sensation. You think that you understand the Buddha nature. It's like the sky. So this is the enlightenment of the spiritual experience kind. And the most important kind of enlightenment is the true enlightenment with the proof of your attainments. Once you have proofs of your attainments and reach the state of Buddhahood, that kind of enlightenment is called the true enlightenment or the real enlightenment. Let me tell you, the true or authentic Buddha nature in the sutras and tantras, whatever mentioned there are just analogies, because it is impossible to use words and languages to talk about Buddha nature. The Venerable Lian, what did I talk about just now? That the Buddha nature cannot be expressed through words and languages. Please return to your seat. So the nature of the mind cannot be symbolized by the sky. Guru Padmasambhava said, the nature of the mind is Buddha nature. That the nature of the mind cannot be expressed using words or languages. It's impossible to symbolize it. There isn't any phenomena in the world that can represent it. So look at the moon on water. It does exist. There is a moon on water. On the water. But that moon is not real. So today, I'm telling you that the Buddha nature cannot be represented by the sky, and Buddha nature cannot be expressed using words or languages. All analogies or representations, moon on water or flowers in the mirror, they are all just analogies. They cannot truly express it. You will not truly grasp the truth of the Buddha nature, the true meaning of the Buddha nature. So simply said, conceptual Buddha nature is the enlightenment, conceptual enlightenment. The Buddha nature of the spiritual experiences is due to the enlightenment of this through spiritual experiences, but the enlightenment through proofs of attainments is rather real. That's all I can say. That's the meaning of the first phrase. The second phrase, following the nature of the mind, spontaneously abide in the original nature. So Rigpa, or the original nature, or awareness of the origin, they are all the same Buddha nature. So Rigpa and original nature are all Buddha nature, the same as Buddha nature. It's just a matter of choice of words. So to let the Buddha nature to abide in the Buddha nature. So that's why we often say, where is the Buddha nature? The Buddha nature is omnipresent. It's present everywhere. Everywhere. If you can just go with the flow, naturally following the nature, if you can settle the mind and abide it where? Let's make an analogy. Just abide it in the cosmic space, in the emptiness, or in the sky. It's just an analogy. So following the nature of the mind to spontaneously abide in the original nature. So let the Buddha nature to abide in the sky. No contrition. Once you contrive, then you go against nature. I have said it here, the statement that with mindfulness is good, but it's not praise. But if you do bad things without unintentionally, then it's not being punished. So like I want to do good thing today, and then you do it. And then it's being published in the newspaper and in television. So I do it with the purpose. Then this good deed is not considered a good deed. And because the mind doesn't abide anywhere, and you do things spontaneously, so the non-abiding mind means you're abiding in the original nature. But if you abide, then that means there's action. So the mind arises from the non-dwelling mind. So you do things without intention, so this is very important. There's no need to contrive, no need to do anything on purpose or to make things. That's all vain. But the truth is that you do things without anything in the mind. So even when you do good deeds, it's not for a specific purpose or reasons or action. So when you are non-dwelling, you let the nature of the mind to abide in the original nature. So if you say, oh, I want to let my nature of the mind to abide in the original nature, then that's fake. That's faking it. But what is the true nature of the mind that spontaneously abide in the original nature? When you cross your legs and you feel uptight, then you relax. When you're too relaxed, then you tighten it a little bit. And you keep adjusting it until eventually you feel that it is just right. Then that's abiding in the original nature. If it's too tight, it's impossible for you to enter into samadhi. If it is too relaxed or too loose, then you would fall asleep. But when you're just right between tightness and looseness, then you're abiding. then that is called abiding in the original nature. When it is just right, that would be called abiding in the original nature. When it's too tight, when you close your eyes and the eyeballs looking down, and then you relax your body and mind, and then you relax. But when you're too loose, then your eyeballs look up. That's tightening up. This is the key formula in meditation. If you're almost falling asleep, then your eyeballs should look up inside your eyelid. That would make you awake. Don't contrive, don't fake it, don't make it. Oh, now I want to meditate and I want to enter into samadhi. Oh, I want this, I want that. That's all contrition. So the real entering into samadhi is to let the nature of the mind to spontaneously abide in the original nature, to let the Buddha nature to dwell in the Buddha nature. And the Buddha nature has no contrition whatsoever, no intention, no contrition, or no manipulation, or none of those. That was my answer to the first question. The second question, I have a question on the Tantric 14 root downfalls. Number 7, the downfall is revealing secrets to those who are unworthy. But on the internet, it is so easy to come across tantric mantras and sadhanas. How should we abide by this precept? Does anyone need an empowerment before following a practice procedure? Let me tell you, any tantric practice, you definitely need an empowerment before you can use it, before you can practice it. And about revealing secrets to those who are unworthy, it's very easy. Before I give empowerment to that person, does that person respect and have faith in the Tantric Dharma? If he does not, and then you force him to receive the empowerment, that means that he's not qualified. He has to believe in the Tantric Dharma. Then I give the empowerment. Then he is endowed with the empowerment, that he has the faith and respect toward the Guru, toward the Dharma, toward the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So when they have the respect and the faith toward the Tantric Dharma, then he can be conferred the empowerment, and then we can teach the Tantric Dharma to him. So, in the Tantric 14 root downfalls number 7, revealing secrets to those who are unworthy, that's violating the precepts. If someone is still skeptical and doubtful and you still give him the empowerment, the mistake is on the Guru who gave the empowerment. And the fact that he comes to ask for it, the mistakes will be on the person who received the empowerment. Because in Tantrayana, you want the whole body and mind to be making the complete homage and prostration, that you are completely subdued. And in this way, the empowerment would comply, that the empowerment is conferred to the ones worthy of it. But if someone is doubtful or have belief, have doubt, the process or the Dharma, oh, everybody's going through the empowerment, well, I'll go too, and then afterwards you discard it, then that would be violating the precept. If you don't believe in this tantric Dharma, and yet you go for the empowerment, then that would be violating this precept. And for any tantric practice, you have to have the empowerment first, of course. The only thing that permits you to practice any tantric dharma is the empowerment. There is one meaning about the empowerment, which is like permission for you to start practicing that tantric dharma. But if I don't give you the permission to practice the tantric dharma, and you just see it from the internet and then practice it without empowerment and the power of blessings from your root guru, whatever you practice would be totally useless. Therefore, in a lot of the sadhanas, there would be a phrase, before empowerments, please do not read or practice it. Do not open this practice procedure unless you have received the empowerment. And the meaning of the empowerment is permission to start practicing that tantric dharma. Like when you receive the empowerment for the mani jewel wish fulfilling mani jewel Avalokiteswara practice, and when you receive the empowerment, you are permitted to start practicing the dharma practice of this wish fulfilling mani jewel Avalokiteswara. If I do not give you the empowerment, then you're not endowed with the empowerment. If you have heard the Dharma transmission but you don't receive the empowerment, then you lack two powers. One is the power of the empowerment by the Guru, and the second is the power of the Guru's blessings. Without the power of the Guru's empowerment or the power of the Guru's blessing, you cannot practice that tantric dharma. You do not have the permission. Even when you have the practice procedure, it's useless. So it's the internet era. It's so easy to come across tantric mantras and sadhanas. It's everywhere. But you have to find an authentic guru, a virtuous, meritorious guru to give you empowerment. Once you receive the empowerment and the permission, then you're permitted to practice the tantric dharma. If a dharma propagator has supposedly received an empowerment and dharma transmission for a particular deity, but Grandmaster has not transmitted it publicly, is the dharma propagator allowed to perform ceremony and dharma transmission of that deity? Asked by a disciple in Indonesia called Siji. If a dharma propagator has supposedly received an empowerment and dharma transmission for a particular deity, but Grandmaster has not transmitted it publicly, is the dharma propagator allowed to perform ceremony, and is his or her dharma transmission of that deity would be lawful or acceptable? because he or she asked for this deity, so I transmitted it to him or her. But I have not transmitted it publicly. The question is, can he or she allowed to perform ceremony of that deity, and then that ceremony, is that ceremony abiding by the Dharma law? Although Grandmaster has so many Dharma practices, because Grandmaster has gained spiritual responses with Tantric Dharma, and once you have spiritual response with one Dharma, then you would have it with all Tantric Dharma. Naturally, you would have lots of Tantric Dharma with you. And someone comes to ask for a very special Dharma, and Grandmaster gives the empowerment. But Grandmaster has never transmitted publicly, and perhaps not in this lifetime. So the best thing would be, you transmit it after Grandmaster has transmitted it. Or once you attain this Dharma practice, you practice it secretly. Because if Grandmaster has not transmitted it publicly, and yet you transmit it publicly, then you may be criticized by other people or other masters. However, if it is proven and if that person is authorized to have spiritual fruition from his practice, then he can transmit the Buddha Dharma. So the key point here is that he or she has gained spiritual union with that deity. But if you receive the Dharma, the transmission of the Dharma, but you have not attained the yogic union with this deity or Dharma, then you conduct ceremony of that deity, you're violating the precept. Or if you're transmitting the Dharma, you're also violating the precept. But you have to be confirmed that you have gained spiritual response, or you have attained yogic union with this deity or Dharma practice, then you can conduct the ceremony. Because when I privately confer an empowerment upon you, and Grandmaster cannot publicly transmit this Dharma practice, and one day Grandmaster passes away, then of course you can conduct the ceremony and transmit the Dharma. So we can say, Grandmaster has transmitted you the Dharma, but the key point is, have you gained spiritual response from this Dharma practice? And it has to be real and truthful. So it would be impossible if Grandmaster transmitted the Dharma upon you, and a week later you started to transmit the Dharma too. So have you gained spiritual union with that deity? That's the question. But if you have gained spiritual union, then you publicly perform ceremony of that deity. The key is, it is allowed if you have gained spiritual union with that deity. If you have not gained some spiritual union with this deity, then the ceremony does not comply with the Dharma law. then you should not perform ceremonies of that deity. So it is extremely difficult to be a Dharma master, to be a guru. So think about it. Mull it over on your own. Second, when our lineage guru has not publicly transmitted or taught certain Taoist practices, can a Dharma propagator be allowed to do it at spiritual centers? For example, like the practice to resolve animosity, setting up a spirit tablet, talisman, and other Taoist practices. And when he or she is teaching other true Buddha disciples the stuffs that Grandmaster has not taught before, is that allowed? This question is the same as the first question. So for Taoist practices, if you truly able to invoke that deity, say the great emperor of the eastern area, Dong Yi Da Di, like Taoist practice to resolve animosity, setting up a spirit tablet, talisman. If this Dharma propagator can truly invoke the Dong Yi Da Di, the great emperor of the eastern area, then that is lawful. So, but before you draw the Fu and you're trying to invoke the great emperor of the eastern mountain and you are failing and you continue to do this, it would be easy for this person to be severely sick and to have really bad luck that the Dong Yi Da Di, because the great emperor of the eastern mountain is the most upright and righteous God in Taoism, even more so than Si Tie Yan Wang. His position is truly high. So if you can truly invoke to the great emperor of the eastern mountain, Dong Yi Da Di, to truly come to do the practice to resolve animosity, then it's okay. But if you cannot, be sure to invoke the deity, then that's a scam. It's a fraud. It's faking it. Then you'll be dead. Then you would definitely suffer greatly and be really sick and huge catastrophe. Therefore, when Grandmaster is conducting or presiding over this Homa of Tara dispels epidemics, Tara descended upon my body, and I did have this sensation and spiritual experience that Tara dispels epidemic did come to the altar in order that I dared to do it. If the deity had not descended, I would not dare to perform it or to do it. So the key point is, if the Dharma propagator can truly invoke the deity, Dong Yi Da Di, to set up the spirit tablet, do the talisman, etc., then it is allowed, it is compliant to the Dharma law. But if you cannot truly invoke the deity, then you would suffer from great calamities. Because of all the gods in Taoism, that the Tongitati, the great emperor of the Eastern Mountain, is the most upright and righteous God. So you cannot lie to him or fake it with him. Then if you do, then you would die for sure. It's very severe. So now I explain it very clearly. What is Dharma compliance and non-Dharma compliance? It may be okay to cheat or to trick bodhisattvas, because bodhisattvas are very compassionate, always benefit other people. You can trick the bodhisattva to get some money. It's okay. So you perform a ceremony of a bodhisattva. You don't know if the bodhisattva come or not. You don't feel anything, and you just follow the procedure. Then it's still okay if the procedure is complete and correct. The bodhisattva will not punish you. But if it's for Tongitati, the great emperor of the Eastern Mountain, then he's very strict. Then you would be dead. He is in charge of the Yama kings, of the 10 halls. So you're looking for death. So if you perform Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva ceremony, it doesn't matter whether the Avalokitesvara really come or not, does it really work or not, it's okay, the Bodhisattva will not punish you. But for this great emperor of the Eastern Mountain, which is in charge of the talismans, setting us spirit tablet, etc., and if you have no ability to truly invoke him, then you're taking great risk. Then you're not complying with the law. Then, of course, as I said, then you would be really sick and you would suffer greatly. Catastrophes would come and you may die soon. That you're courting death. Just go home. And moreover, it'll be even worse. You'll definitely fall into hell. So it is better if you just comply with the law, with the Dharma law. Even just to earn a little money. Money is no use. You know, when you die, you cannot bring it with you. So it's just something for you to use temporarily. The same thing with what you eat. And where you sleep is just that bed, just one bed. And the food that you eat is just those. What else can you enjoy? And what you wear is just this, the Lama outfit. At most, it's this dragon robe on top of it. And you can't even wear suits. You cannot buy Giorgio Armani. Or I must. So, and you can't even buy designer brands things. These are all just temporarily loaned to you. In a short while, I will have a nice car, but not for long either. I just want to have a little fun in my old age, so that I have just a little bit of fun in my old age. Someone wants to offer me a nice car. Since I'm already at this age, I might as well just drive it, just to feel happy, even just for the time being. It's a good thing. Not very long. In the future, the houses would belong for other people, the cars belong to other people. Everything is gone. The next question. Grandmaster, may all be auspicious. I'm Lianhua Jiayang from Malaysia. I would like to ask, is it proper for us to visualize our offering before meals to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva because she's vegetarian? Would this be disrespectful? Because Grandmaster said that we offer whatever we like to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Although Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is vegetarian, but the Taiwanese Avalokitesvara or Kuan Yin Bodhisattva is not necessarily vegetarian. You know why? You have to know. You know, there are many Taoist temples, not just Buddhist temples, that they enshrine Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Inside Taoist temples, in the main hall, there are also Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and in the side halls too. And people offer anything. The three like pork and chicken, duck, fish. They offer those. So Avalokitesvara Bodhisattvas are also inside the Taoist temple. So Avalokitesvara is not vegetarian in Taiwan. Many people offer meat to them. It's okay, either vegetarian or not. Vegetarian, of course, is better. But in tantric spiritual cultivation, because you need to practice the chi and light drops, it is harder to increase the light drops using vegetarian food, and the meat would give more power. That's for the tantric practices. The reason why tantric practitioners, when you practice the heruka practices, you have to make offering of alcohol, meats, lamb, beef, as offerings to the herukas or vajra protectors. Avalokitesvara, it depends which one. They can pick and choose. It's not a fault. It's not a transgression. It's not disrespectful. So, like, they can pick and choose. Like Grandmaster too, when Grandmaster eats. You offer it to me and I eat it. But they may be, I only eat things that's not obstructing my body. So you offer what you like to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Once you have respect in your heart and in your mind, that's good enough. If you're respectful in your mind, then you can offer anything. It doesn't have to be food. You can offer diamonds, you can offer gold, all the precious gems. You can offer new clothes that you just bought, all the food, clothing, houses, cars, everything you can offer. Anything that you like, you can offer. When the Rolls Royce come, I would offer that Rolls Royce to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. It doesn't mean that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have to drive Rolls Royce. They can drive the cloud cars because they can travel divinely. But it's all in your heart. I just want to offer whatever you like. And that's respect. Once you have a respectful mind, then that's not a fault. But if you don't have respect in your mind or in your heart, and you just offer casually, then that would be a fault. Now you understand? So today for Lamdre, we will talk about the 10 special qi or energy. The 10 special energies are the 5 basic qi and the 5 branch qi. So what are the 5 basic qi? They are the upper qi, lower qi, life qi, peripheral qi, and fire accompanying qi. They are the primary 5 basic qi, and the 5 branch qi are the qi that branched out from the 5 basic qi. So that's the simple explanation for the 10 special qi. How to differentiate the 10 special energies. The 5 basic qi, the upper qi controlling the upper body, the lower qi controlling the lower body, the peripheral qi controlling all over the body, the life qi controlling the mind qi, which is also the life qi, which is your unmoved or immovable or unmoved qi. Once the qi moves, that's death. And the fire accompanying qi, the qi that accompany the inner fire alongside the central channel. Those are the 5 basic qi. And the 5 branch qi are the qi that comes from the 5 basic qi. That's a little bit. That's the only point that we'll talk about Lamdre today. A friend asked me, how do you maintain your figure? And I replied that, well, every day I would maintain to do sit-ups, but in Chinese it's like lying down and sitting up. So at night I would lie down, and in the morning I would sit up. Everybody does that. There is cause and effect about body weight. When someone says that you gain weight by drinking water, that's a lie. There's cause and effect in being fat. Some people said that I gain weight just by breathing air because everybody in my family is fat. How could it be? I see you snacking. Master Hui Jun. He was really on a diet. I accepted offering of dinners, and she did not eat the meals served at the dinner, and she just ordered like a bowl a bowl of like healthy noodles or something, but he ate all the leftovers, and on top of it she also ate a bowl of noodles. And then when she worked, she would take some snack out of her drawers and then do this and did this. So there's always reasons why you're fat. And when Simu saw her, Simu would nag on her, so it's a little bit better. Otherwise, she may have been even worse. One day, a thief came home and saw his wife beating the son and asked, "Honey, why are you beating the son?" And the wife said, "Hey, our son said that he's going to become a policeman when he grows up. But his dad is a thief." My best friend's boyfriend is really glib, very good talker. He said that I love novelty. When my shoes become old, I would change into new shoes. The clothes, I would change into new clothes. And the cell phones too, I would change into new one. And then when you become old, then I would change you into my bride. So he really talks very well. Elementary school student wrote it. When I was in the first grade in the Taiwanese year 77, the teacher said, "Oh, the grass next to the school is growing tall, so tomorrow afternoon we would have activity to cut the grass." And so there's some student that brought a shovel, an axe, a knife, a sickle, and nobody thought that Xiaoming, who sat next to me, brought over 10 cows to the school. So everybody was at loss of words. So we were all riding the cows and just to watch the cows eat the grass. So that's the class of herding the cows. And that's like the term for the class for the underperforming students. This is just jokes. When you shake the hand of the boss, I feel like I'm a dog. When you're shaking the hand of a high official, I'm trembling all over. When I shake the hand of my ex-female classmate, I regretted I didn't get her. When I shake the hand of a girl, I felt like I'm 18 or 18. When I shake the hand of a hot girl, I felt like the deer was jumping all over. When I shake the hand of my wife, it's like the right hand holding the left hand. There is no feeling whatsoever. When I shake the hand of my wife's sister, I felt that I married the wrong one. When I shake my mother-in-law's hand, I felt that the inheritance almost here. It's just like a rhyming thing. Not so bad. The history teacher said that in Yunnan, there's a village that the women don't get married, and they would place one shoe in front of her door, and any man can come in and sleep there without having any responsibilities. And at this point, all the students were very excited. And then the teacher said, if you continue talking, then I will not tell you the age of the woman that's represented in the color of the shoes. So at this point, the classroom become very silent. What we just talk about, their cause and effect. The same thing with the jokes. That's all for today on Money Baby Home.